Da, it's a solar dependent. So it's a little solar-powered car. If you were outside and if there was sun, it would move. My son adores it. But this is my first perk. Do you know what is a perk? Who knows? Tko zna što je perk? No, Tko zna što je crowdfunding? Znate svi.
Мобильное зарядное устройство.
Jeste li kad? Did you ever support any crowdfunding campaign? Then you know what is a perk. Znaš što je perk?
Da.
What? I got this little car when I supported my first campaign, which was for the solar school in close to Split, solar school Prostір. They were collecting money to become energy independent, not to use fossil fuels anymore, but to use solar power. And this was one of their perks for, I don't know, $25 supporting. Okay, so perk is an award, something that the team that is in the campaign gives back to you to say thank you. For a small contribution, you get only thank you, or you get a postcard. For bigger contributions, you can get something more, and that is a perk. So it's a gift. So who are the backers? Do you know? This is some basic vocabulary of crowdfunding. Who are the backers? Backers is your crowd, is the people, is the community that supports you and your idea with money. So you want to reach them and you want to persuade them to support your project because you believe in it. So backers are supporters, okay? Okay. So what is crowdfunding? Why it matters and how to do it. Okay? It's nothing that new. It's just a fancy title of something that people were doing when the French gave a gift, the Statue of Liberty, to New York. They gave it, but without the foundation. So the citizens of New York funded to build the foundation for the Statue of Liberty. Everybody gave $1 and they collected $100,000, the amount they needed to build the foundation. And that's crowdfunding. It's just that now we are using modern contemporary technology, the internet. So basically crowdfunding is a call you share via the web. And with the social networks, that's why it's Web 2.0, with the aim to mobilize financial resources for a certain project with or without returns. So you can give perks or not. So it's group financing. Spielberg, yeah? Okay. So you can target your community, whether it's a local community or international community or diaspora. But also, as a next step, as a mid-term or long-term goal of developing crowdfunding ecosystem in Ukraine, you can target investors. You can do much more with crowdfunding, and the trends are rising each year. If you target community, which is what your campaigns are going to be, then it can be donation-based, so they just give you money and they do not expect anything in return. They just want to support you because they believe in your idea and they agree with you and they want to help you. Or you give back rewards. In case you are working on a new product, then a product can be a reward or a discount price of a product or some, but we will get to this later. If it's aimed towards investors, then it's lending-based or equity-based. So you basically offer shares into your company or business for those who want to help you to get it. And it's used very much in renewable energy, it's used very much in startups, in IT business. The thing is that if you are a startup, if you are innovative, then the banks do not believe you. The risk for them is very high to invest in you. But the crowd may be willing to invest in you. It's usually small amounts of money that you need. And then the people, if you are really persuasive and if you, of course, have a viable product, then the people may be willing to invest in you. So basically it's for those projects that are invisible or not interested for banks or for bigger investors. And these are the trends. Each year it grows exponentially. In 2016 it was even more than $34 billion invested through crowdfunding. Year before it was 16, a year before it was 6, so you see it grows rapidly. What type of projects? Lending to businesses. And then it's rewards and donations and it's equity. So it's even surpasses the venture capital investments. So it's really a big new thing, a big new way of investing, of collecting funds. What types of projects? Again, it's you. It's business and entrepreneurship. And then, of course, it's social causes projects, it's arts, culture, science and technology, publishing. So different types of projects, but the most rising trend and the most significant amounts are collected for the entrepreneurship. All around the world, basically. You see the trends, everything, it's raising. Annual growth rates are huge. Where are we? This statistics shows what average annual amount citizens of these countries invest through crowdfunding. Croatia is here, less than $1. The best in Europe is UK, $100 per year. Then it's the Nordics and our southeast is still undeveloped market. So there is a big opportunity here and there is a lot of work to develop the mature crowdfunding market. And it's not only work for the entrepreneurs, it's also work for the public sector, for the government, for the regulations, for the industry to build capacities, to have a lot of trainings. So there is work for everyone, and the key is to work together, to have a lot of interactions, dialogue, and to solve issues as they come. Why it matters? Why are we doing it? Crowdfunding is a new normal, and will stay. All the global trends show this. It became a mainstream, and it does change the way entrepreneurs think about raising money for business. So consider it seriously. Last September we had a crowdfunding convention in Zagreb, and we had a guest speaker from Cyprus, and she said that more than 10% of capital raised by SMEs is raised through crowdfunding, and even the banks are coupling it with the loans and with the money they share with SMEs. So it's really increasing rapidly, and it's part of the market. In Europe, the alternative finance market grew more than 100% in 2015, and globally, the impact investment market is projected to grow over 3 trillion in the coming years. But crowdfunding is not about the money. It's a campaigning instrument. It's an instrument for community building, for your market building. It's a marketing instrument. You can reach media, you can get visibility, and you can get feedback in a very short time, because a typical crowdfunding campaign is 2 to 3 weeks. And if you are developing a new product, to get the feedback from the market, whether is it good, whether they are interested, whether you need to change it, to get feedback in just a couple of weeks, it's really valuable. And it's not that expensive, and you also get a good marketing and good visibility. It can also be a political instrument to make pressure towards some important actors. And of course, it's tester for the innovations. So how we do it, or how you do it. Who are we? So this is a photo from the Crowdfunding Academy from Istanbul. So it's a cheerful, joyful crowd, and I hope we will make a photo like this tomorrow, okay? We put together a Crowdfunding Academy because we realized that so few people in Croatia know what is it and how to do it. So better than to support each team, we develop a curriculum or educational modules and teach more people how to do it. And we have a partnership page with Indiegogo platform, and so far 11 or I think even 12 campaigns have been funded through the platform through Indiegogo, and more than $140,000 were raised. So how does it work? There is a public call for teams, similar thing that the Ukraine office did. Then the teams are selected according to criteria. So you are the 14 teams today selected from more than 80 applications, right? Then it can be work through webinars, or it can be live work like we are doing it right now with you. 3 to 4 days sit together. This time it will be 2+2 weekends. Then there will be individual work with teams over Skype or email to improve, to give you feedback. Mentoring and finishing the campaigns, preparation of the campaign, and raketa, lansiranje. Kampanja ide van. The campaign goes out. This is just some illustration from our Zagreb Crowdfunding Academy. Again, the teams that were successful, we invited them to talk, networking, mentoring, working. These are just the illustration of some campaigns that went through our Crowdfunding Academy, and then that were some of them successful, some of them not that successful. We will talk a bit more about them later, but you can see it's new products like organic pencil, it's for schools, it's for STEMI robots, so educational tool. It can be for humanitarian to help Syrian mothers. It can be for a cooperative brewery, so entrepreneurship. It can be for a political cause like Subversive Festival, which got cuts of funding from the government, so they decided to crowdfund to make the festival going. Different types of projects, really. This is just an illustration for the Taste of Home project. It's a kitchen run by asylum seekers and refugees in Croatia who are not only cooking, but they have cooking lessons, so they integrate better with the local communities, and now they have catering business. So basically they were crowdfunding for the catering business so they can make a living. They don't live from subsidies from the state. Then the STEMI, Marina will talk a bit more about them, group of ingenious students or Finnish students who made a little robot to use science, technology, engineering and mathematics at schools so kids can play and learn at the same time. Or the cooperative brewery on Dalmatian coast, 2 girls making beer and make a living out of it. So it looks like it's a walk in a park, easy thing to do. In Croatian we would say baš. No, not really. So crowdfunding is like a tough football match. What you need is a strong team, you need a good game plan, and you need a lot of supporters, a lot of fans. You need the crowd, you need backers to be successful. Yeah? It's a teamwork, you cannot do it on your own. You need the team. You need to be responsible, you need to have really a good plan. What will you do when? Who will do it, and then really do it, because all is transparent, all is on the web, and people follow you. If you don't make it, you can do it only once and then forget about it. Nobody will trust you. And it's also about being creative and communicate with the crowd. You need to engage them. You need to be constantly in communication through social media or offline through public events. It depends on who your target audience is, and we will talk about it more tomorrow and in the afternoon. You need to be visual, you need to make nice infographics or video blogs or a video. So this is a word cloud from one of our workshops when we asked people after saying what crowdfunding is, what is it for them and for their projects. And you see that money is not that big. The word gets bigger the more time it appears in answers of the audience. So crowdfunding is about innovation, it's about awareness, ownership, sustainability, community support, and the funding is somewhere in the backstage. Okay, this is from me, and now Dennis about the crowdfunding.